British barbecue is amongst the best in the world. It's bold, it's innovative, and it's bloody delicious. Now, a big part of that is charcoal. Picking the right charcoal can be an absolute nightmare. I mean, does it contain those chemicals? Is it going to put a weird taste on your food? But UK charcoal is sustainably sourced, has a high heat output and minimal smoke production. So today I'm going to show you just 4 of the brands available and why it's so good. So I'm going to look at 6 different aspects of this charcoal. I'll look at the charcoal itself. I'm going to look at how much waste in each of the bags. I'm going to see how quickly it gets up to temperature and the maximum temperature it gets to. Also, I'm going to look at the price and the performance and the flavour that it imparts on your food. And then finally, I'm going to look at the environmental information that all these companies are providing on what they're trying to do to offset charcoal production. Now, before I get too far into the video, I'm not knocking the imported brand. In fact, I use them myself. But if you are using them, then do your research first and buy a good quality brand. But today I am just focused on the UK brands, but please leave the name of your favourite brand in the comments below, and while you're there, please also hit that subscribe button. Right, let's get into it and have a look at some charcoal. So first up is the Kent Barbecue Company and their cherry charcoal. So let's open this up and look at the contents of this bag. So you can see these are large uniform pieces. The charcoal itself looks really good quality. These large pieces really help airflow and they also get that temperature up, and this is a kilo of it in the chimney. And you can see there's not much left once I've picked all the big pieces up, but let's weigh this dust and see exactly how much we got. So you can see there, total of 44 grams, so that's really good. So next up we've got Slate Hill, and this is that ash, and this is 6 kilos. So let's open this up and have a look what's inside. So you can see again, large pieces throughout the entirety of the bag. They're consistent in size, you've got them big pieces all the way through the bag, and you can see the structure of the charcoal itself well formed. So this is again excellent quality charcoal. So this was what was left at the bottom of the bag, stuff that I couldn't really gather up to put back in the bag, and as you can see there's not a huge amount here, but let's weigh it up and see how much we had. And it looks like we have 234 grams, which is 3.9% of the bag. And this is what a kilo looked like in the chimney. So this is Whittle and Flame, this is Fawn, and this is a 4 kilo bag. So let's open this up and have a look. This is what I mean about the consistency and the quality UK charcoal. Again, this is the 3rd bag that we've opened, and you can see all the consistent sized pieces, decent sized pieces, well structured. You can see the grain of the wood. So this was what was left at the bottom of the bag, and you can see not that much again. So let's weigh this up and see how much we had left. And you see there are a total of 296 grams. And this is what a kilo of it looked like in the chimney. So the final one we're going to look at today is Love Logs, and this is the oak, and it's 6 kilos. So let's open this up and have a look see. So again, fantastic quality charcoal, loads of decent sized pieces throughout the entirety of the bag, and this is really going to help you get that airflow in, maintain those temperatures, and just have a really successful cook every single time. Now if you look at how much dust is left, again not a huge amount, but let's weigh this up and see how much we had left. So there's 250 grams left at the bottom of this bag, which again is really good. And I've weighed up a kilo of this charcoal, and this is what it looks like in the chimney. So for each of the charcoals featured in today's video, I've treated them all exactly the same, and all of them are burned really nice and cleanly. The coals have got up to a really nice high temperature, and I'll show you all that information at the end of the video. Now there's no need to thank me, but I've taken one for the team, and I've got these beautiful sirloin steaks from John Davison, and I'm going to season them up really simply with salt, pepper and a bit of garlic powder, and then I'm going to grill each of these, and as you can see, the sear on every single one of these was perfect. Now I'm going to talk about the flavour and like the performance in terms of how hot these got while I was cooking at the end of the video, but you can just see these steaks came out perfect. I mean, look at that blush in the middle, juicy. Oh, it's making me hungry, you know. It's a problem with watching these videos back, but look at that, perfect, absolutely perfect. But then came the really difficult job. I then had to sit there and eat it all. I mean, it was tough, I'm not gonna lie, but I did it. For you guys, I did it. Oh yeah, that was good. Now, before we talk about the environment and sustainability, I want you to understand I am not an expert at all. What I did is I went on each of the different brands of charcoal, and I looked at the information that they were providing on their websites. Now, whether or not that information is good, bad, accurate, inaccurate, I cannot tell you. You're going to have to look at that and make up your own minds in terms of the information they are providing. But regardless of what brand you're considering buying, if this is an important factor for you, I'd encourage you to go and look at your websites, see what information they are providing. If you're not sure, send them an email. These guys generally are really helpful, and then that'll just help you make up your own mind in terms of whether or not this is the right charcoal to buy for you. What I'm showing you here today is just some of the information on some of the websites. Like I said, I would encourage you to go and look properly yourself. Now for the fun bit. So the prices that you see here are the current prices, but I noticed that some of them were offering free delivery if you spent over a certain amount, and the price for 12 kilos seemed to hit all of these minimum spends, and that's why I've used it in the first column. So the price that you're going to see is the total price for 12 kilos. Now there are two things you need to know. Firstly, Kent Charcoal only sell locally, and particularly to locally shops, but they will deliver larger orders in the local area. And then the second point is that both Whittle & Flame and Slate Hill are available from House of Charcoal. So when I was buying it, I noticed it was cheaper on the Slate Hill website, so that's where I brought it from. But as you can see here, I've taken the price for the 12 kilos and then worked out the price per kilo. Next, I've rated the charcoal after I tipped it out of the bags, and all of them were fantastic quality, all having large consistent pieces that ensure even burning and better airflow. There's no additives, no binders or chemicals, ensure a natural burn and a clean flavour. In regard to the amount of unusable dust at the bottom of the bag, you can see that the amount of loss is actually really pretty good, and this shows that care has been taken during the manufacturing and the packaging process to make sure it gets to you in the best possible condition. When it comes to the time to reach cooking temperature, some did say you could light with just newspaper, but to be consistent I used 2 tumbleweed firelighters, and as you can see the time, it was actually pretty consistent across all 4 brands. I found that the maximum temperature is interesting. I'm not a wood expert, but I wonder if anyone watching will be able to tell me whether or not these temps can follow what you expect for these types of wood, but I think what it does is prove that these reach very high temperatures, which is exactly what you want when you're barbecuing. This then followed on to the cooking temps, although there are note that love logs seem to get hotter. Perhaps I took the temperature a little too early, or the increased airflow in the Weber just helped these burn a little bit hotter, but again all of them maintained excellent temperatures throughout the time I was cooking the steaks. As you've seen in the video, all of these charcoals helped me get an incredible sear on the steaks and that perfect doneness. In terms of flavour, they all burnt super clean. All the steaks tasted incredible, but this is how it tasted to me, and it may be different from person to person. but I've scored Love Logs a little bit higher as it did impart a little bit extra flavour, but again all of these charcoals were amazing. The final category is environmental, and like I said at the beginning of that section, I'm not an expert, but I've tried to put a score based on the activities they seem to be doing per their websites, such as Love Logs planting a tree for each order, and the level of information they provided, but this is just my view, so again I would encourage you just to research it yourself before buying, particularly if this is a key thing for you. So that's it. As I said at the beginning of this video, this is about me highlighting some of the fantastic UK charcoal that is out there. Now I haven't included all the brands, and it must also be said there are some fantastic imported charcoals out there as well. But the most important point to get across is that you get outside, you cook some amazing food, and you have a great time. Now if you'd like to learn how to smoke the perfect brisket, please check out the video I've linked in the description, and while you're there please smash that subscribe button, I would love you for it. But until the next video, take care of yourselves and I'll see you real soon.